So I just received this package in the mail. It is a Rapido GE 44-ton switcher that I had on order. So let's open it up and see what's inside. There's the Rapido box. So I have a CB&Q version, number 9103. So the GE 44-tonners were little switchers. They're built to be light enough so that they could be operated with just one-man crews, just the engineer. Engines that were 45 tons or heavier were required to have a fireman. So engines of this size would allow railroads to save on labor costs. Rapido always has really cool manuals and documentation, so definitely be looking through that. And some nice stickers. So I got this engine primarily because I have a pretty large industrial section of my layout, so I thought this would be a nice size for that part. Okay, if you open up the plastic sleeve, and there it is. So the CB&Q engines were built in the early 1940s, I think 40 or 41. I'm not too knowledgeable about exactly what phase the Burlington rostered. But these are pretty neat little engines. So they were powered by basically two identical diesel engines on the prototypes. So you've got, stack on each side of the cab for each of the two engines. Pretty cool detail on the trucks and the hoods there. These had kind of weird looking trucks. I think they looked like they're made from kind of welded fabrications, but they've got the little spring pockets up at the top for that go onto the equalizers. Those are pretty nicely done. The only other version of these 44 tonners that I've looked at before are the Bachmann version, and they're not quite as well detailed. And there's the other side. Paint looks great. I love the Blackbird scheme. Looks like no crew figures in the cab, but I see there's a seat and a control stand. So just got to put some guys in there, or one guy for a single crew. All right, and I'll put it on the layout and we can test it out. All right, I've got the engine set up on the layout. This is actually the first engine that I've had with an ES2 look sound decoder, so we'll see what happens when we fire it up. So I see the headlight works and I can control it, but the sounds aren't on yet. Let's see, is there a startup function? Let's try it. There we go. The 44 tonners had two Caterpillar diesel engines, so I heard the two engines start up when the engine played the startup sequence, and the Caterpillar engines make it sound like a big truck or a bulldozer. Here's the horn and the bell. Really smooth, slow speed running right out of the box. The speaker sounds great. It's really loud for such a little engine. I'm very impressed with the sound quality on this. For such a little engine, you know it's got a pretty small speaker inside, but it still sounds great. So I thought a fun little comparison would be to this other center cab that I have. The big one is a Baldwin transfer diesel, and it's interesting because it's got the same architecture as the 44 tonner. It's got twin diesel engines, one on each side of the cab, except the Baldwin is 2,000 horsepower and almost twice as big. It also shows you just how small the 44 tonner is. I think the 44 tonner is going to work great on my layout. It's a perfect size to work the industrial area that I have. So I'll end this video with a few scenes of it switching some industries.